Hello and welcome back to the Coles 2019 Athletics ACT State Championships for the afternoon session here on day 2 from the Australian Institute of Sport Athletics track. And we're in for one heck of an afternoon, starting off with the 100 metres on the track. A little bit later, we'll have the 400 metre timed finals. We'll have the 100 metre finals a little bit later, and then the 1500 metres on tonight. So a busy program on the track. We also have a number of field events going on. High jump open, long jump men open, should have said high jump females open. And we also have the female javelin open competition and both the male and female discus open. So a jam-packed program for the end.
So yeah, we've got some pretty exciting racing coming up. We've got Trey Williams that's hit the track again. We haven't seen Trey Williams for a little while, but it's going to be exciting racing, I'm pretty sure. We've got Despard and Rizzo as well, and Hale. But last year, I don't know if you remember, Lachlan, of course you remember, 10:23 for Trey Williams, Rowan Browning and Jack Hale. It was a dead heat. Fantastic race. Could we see the same result again?
We hope so. Unfortunately, we don't have Rowan Browning. I think his first competition back after the Commonwealth Games will be at the Sydney Track Classic next weekend, or in a few weeks' time. But we definitely have a number of athletes that are going to be right in contention. So you've got your Jack Hales, Trey Williams, Josh Ross, and we just see the starters testing their clocks. We can see it through. It tells us it's working. So the clock is working on our screen as well. So we will welcome Michael Massini into commentary for these 100-metre heats. Open men's are first off.
Thanks, Locke. Pretty pumped to be coming off the lunch break with some 100-metre sprinting. Now, the way that athletes are going to progress, there'll be an A and B final later this afternoon. So to get into the 18 athletes who will be in one of the A or B finals, you have to finish top 2 in your heat, and then next 2 fastest times outside those top 2 across all 8 heats will make it through. So that will be a total pool of 18 athletes. Then out of those 18 athletes, the winner from each heat and the next fastest time from the rest of them will be the A final, and then everyone else will be in that B final. So 9 and 9. So the aim for all these athletes is to make it into the top 2 in their heat, and then there might be a lucky 2 next fastest times across the 8 heats that we've got coming up for the open men. So first up, Trey Williams is the one to watch in this first heat, I would think. So as we mentioned, a few athletes of note: Jack Hale, Alex Hartman, Trey Williams. We have the last 2 winners of the stall gift in Matthew Rizzo and Jacob Despard racing together in the same heat. And I think heat 8 or heat 7, Jacob Despard and Matthew Rizzo run side by side. So I'll see how those pro runners go on synthetic track, used to the grass track running off handicaps, so we know they can be pretty quick over the flat 100 metres on the synthetic track as well, of course.
We can confirm, we will read out the proper start list. We do know an incorrect start list did get put on screen. Don't worry, Trey Williams is running. For those who are commenting on Facebook, we're just looking into why our graphics are pulling in a different list.
Don't worry, it's spooked us as well. So we will go through the athletes in lane 1. John Howe from Tasmania. Lane 2, Daniel Nolan from New South Wales. Lane 3, Connor Diamond from New South Wales. Lane 4, Ishmael Dudu Karama from New South Wales. In lane 5, Justin Kavanagh from Athletics Queensland. Lane 6, Matthew Windsor from New South Wales. Lane 7, Trey Williams from Athletics Queensland. Lane 8, Jackie Liu from New South Wales. And local boy Ken Talfa from Ginadera Athletics Club. So hard to miss. In lane 7 is Trey Williams, the favourite going into this heat. Certainly also keep a keen eye on Justin Kavanagh in lane 5 in the black. And also Ishmael Dudu Kamara from New South Wales in lane 4. They both have times of 10.6 and 10.7 seconds, who will be challenging Trey. The Quadzilla himself. I think that's self-promoted, self-acclaimed Quadzilla via Instagram. Plenty of time in the gym, clearly.
And didn't they have a field day, Channel 7, during the Com Games with it?
Love it. You can see every single one of his quads. People say they've got quads. Quad means 4, and you can see 4 quads on each leg with Trey. So I'll see lots of power coming through those legs. So the athletes are on the start line, and we'll wait for the starters' orders. And off they go. And a powerful start from Williams in lane 7, followed by Kamara from... And Williams, it's all Williams, Kamara, followed by Kavanagh. Your top 3 as Trey Williams goes through in a time of 10.24 with a handy tailwind of plus 4.5 metres a second. So, of course, a very, very high wind there. Over 2.0 is a illegal tailwind, however, not for the purposes within this competition. That time and position absolutely stands. So Williams from Kamara, the first 2 athletes in that first heat, followed by Kavanagh in 3rd position. So very exciting start to the first of 8 100-metre hits, Lockie.
It definitely is, but we turn our attention straight down to the next heat, and this is the second heat in the open men's 100-metre sprint. We'll introduce our competitors. In lane 1, Luke Allard. In lane 2, Ryan Neal. In lane 3, Ben Cassie. In lane 4, Abduli Asim. In lane 5, Adam Farlow. In lane 6, Jonty Flotsman. In lane 7, Jack Hale. In lane 8, Harry Fullerton. And in lane 9, Nigel Fair. So they're your competitors in the second heat here with the men's open 100-metre sprint. So we can see a number of athletes that we will need to keep an eye out. Abduli Asim there in lane 4. You can see the bright red uniform on your screen. Jack Hale as well has run a 10.23 recently, has been in good form, was down here in Canberra only a few weeks ago and took out the 100 metres at the Canberra Track Classic. Also ran a phenomenal 200 metres at the Steigen Spectacular in Geelong just before Christmas. So definitely a couple of in-form athletes. We'll see how they go as they do get into the starters' hands. And we're underway here in this second heat, and Abduli got off to a great start, but Jack Howard's running down lane 7 strong. It's going to come down to these two. Jack Howard's too strong here. He's going to go through the line. 10.19, unofficial time. 2.5 wind, so an illegal wind. Not quite as bad as the one before, but a 10.19, so a strong performance. Jack Howell is definitely...
Absolutely locked. 10.19 with a 2.5 tailwind. So it is a bit of a strong tailwind. However, Trey in the earlier heat had a 4.5 tailwind and only ran a 10.24, but 10.24 compared to a 10.18 from Jack Hale. So Jack, the fastest of our competitors so far, regardless of wind. So he'll be through to the final, the A final, being a heat winner.
You can tell a number of these athletes, especially the ones that were in the relay team, they will want to make their mark, try and make the individual 100-metre sprint. So they've definitely come out ready to go this season to try and make that 10.10 World Championships qualifier for Doha.
So we see the boys lining up for Heat 3 of the 100 metres. In lane 1, David Ankrum from Victoria. Lane 2, Matthew Wecker from Canberra. Lane 3, Neil Thomas from Ginadera. Lane 4, he's representing Australia for Anas Abuganaba from New South Wales. Lane 5, Zach Holdworth from New South Wales. In lane 6, also from New South Wales, Christopher Eus. In lane 7, Vivian Williams from Ginadera. And lane 8, Ryan Cooper from Tasmania. And rounding out the field, Brian Mayenjo from Victoria in lane 9. Athletes to watch in the middle, Abu Ganaba and Holdsworth have the fastest seated times coming into this event. So a bit of a wind going down that straight as we are under starters orders. And a bit unsteady on the start line there. I don't know if it will necessarily be a false start, but we'll see. So now it looks like everyone's just a bit unsteady. Called all the athletes up, let them settle again. So Anas Abu Ganaba goes in with the fastest seed time of 10.28. Let's see what he can do. Zach Holdsworth is New South Wales state mate. 10.59 seed time to his right-hand side. Our left-hand side on screen in the blue uniform. And it's Holdsworth off to a great start. Eos just on his outside as well. Abu Gunnabar has some work to do, but it's all Holdsworth. He bridges about a metre on Abu Gunnabar. Holdsworth goes through in first place in a time of 10.29 seconds to Abu Gunnabar. In second place, Chris Eos on his right-hand side had a very strong run. So that is a 10.29, and the wind is causing... Well, I was going to say havoc, but I'm sure the sprinters are loving it. A plus 4.8 tailwind on that one. So 10.29 seconds for Zach Holdworth. So give a bit of perspective, that's 0.3 seconds faster than his seed time. So probably the quickest he's ever run down a straight, highest velocity he's ever achieved, I would have thought. So 10.29 and heat win for Zach Holdsworth.
So next up on the track is the fourth heat in this men's open 100 metres at the Coles 2019 Athletics ACT State Championships. In lane 1, we have Peter Letts. In lane 2, Callum Kersop. In lane 3, Simon Calvert. In lane 4, Gary Finnegan. In lane 5, Jacob Caesar. In lane 6, Michael James. In lane 7, Alex Hartman. In lane 8, Josh Lochner. And in lane 9, Shakti Rathor. They're your competitors in the fourth heat of the men's 100 metres.
So I remind you, the fastest athlete of each heat goes through the A final. Second fastest goes into the B final unless second place runs the fastest time outside the winners. A little bit complicated, but these boys are all looking to finish in the top 2, and they're guaranteed to get into an A or B final today.
So Alex Hartman does come into this race with the fastest seed time there in lane 7. Also keep an eye on Gary Finnegan from Queensland with the 10.58 in lane 4. So we are underway here in the fourth heat of the men's open 100 metres, and it's those two that are going to battle it all the way. Finnegan just ahead of Hartman, but Hartman too strong, and he's going to go through the line in first position. So 10.29 there for Alex Hartman, plus 7.2 metres.
That is ridiculous. I've never seen that before. 7.2. Is someone going to go sub 9? If we get 7 plus 7.2 in the final, with all these boys lined up.
Well, you would have thought 7.2 probably would have got them there anyway.
9.99 would be impressive to see, regardless of the tailwind. Huge.
Well, that is a very...
So next heat on the track, the boys are doing their final run-throughs.
Because 7.2 metres per second headwind is a veritable brick wall.
Guess what? Before, so I upgraded.
So we move into the second half.
I used to have.
So someone to look out for in this next heat in lane 5, we have Joseph Miller. He has represented New Zealand before at the World Championships in 2017. So he will be one to watch on the inside. Michael Romanian from Victoria, just to the left-hand side of him in lane 4 as well. So go through all competitors. In lane 2, we have Aidan Debarari from Victoria, Attila Baronier from Victoria, Michael Romanian from Victoria, Joseph Miller, New Zealand, Hugo Whitehead, New South Wales, Lachlan Parry, New South Wales, Dayandan Dervaranja from Canberra, sorry if I butchered that, Santino Nior from New South Wales.
And may the wind gods be helpful.
So the inside athletes, the higher seeded athletes are the ones to keep an eye on. Joseph Miller in particular, the New Zealand athlete in lane 5 in the black singlet. Under the starter's orders. And Miller gets a fast start. Romanian on his inside. Whitehead as well. Romanian just edging away from Miller. He is in front. Whitehead is closing very strongly, but Romanian finishes in first place. Looks like Hugo Whitehead of New South Wales in second, I believe, and Joseph Miller of New Zealand in third position there. To be confirmed by photo finish. Just as I was looking back and forth to the line and the screen at the end. But it does look like Michael Romanian from Victoria and the St Kevin's Athletics Club did take out that heat 5 of 8 in the men's 100 metres. So he will progress to an A final. So that was a plus 4.7. It does look like Whitehead finished in second there. So 10.45 with a plus 4.7 tailwind.
So we can see the replay on screen there. So some great 100s so far, with a number of them still to go. So we will turn our attention to the next heat, and this is heat 6.
So now we advance to heat 6.
In the men's open 100 metres.
Line up from the inside from New South Wales. In 1 goes Neil Song. In 3,
in lane 2 we have
Michael
Neil
Hansford.
Song. In lane
In
3,
4,
Michael
from
Hansford.
New South
In
Wales,
lane 4, Joshua Azzopardi. In lane 5,
In 5
Jordan
from Woden.
Shelley. In lane 6, Kenneth
Jordan
Bond.
Shelley.
In lane 7, Jake Penny. In lane
6,
8, Aaron Jeffrey. And in lane 9, Spencer Cox. So they're your competitors in the 16th here at the Australian Institute of Sport for the Coles 2019 Athletics ACT State Championships. Ones to look out for are Josh Azzopardi there in lane 4, and on his outside, Jordan Shelley from Woden Athletics Club with a 10.41 and a 10.47 seed time respectively between the two. And we are underway here, so a clean start by all our competitors, but it's Jordan Shelley there with the light blue top on that's going to get off to a great start, and he's kicking away from the rest of the competitors. So Jordan Shelley, 10.32 seconds.
10:32.
3.7 metres headwind, tailwind, plus 3.7.
Coached by Matty Beckenham, and certainly one with his leg in the air then. So the time, 10:32 to Jordan Shelley of Woden.
So we can see on the replay there, it was a pretty even start, but Jordan Shelley just too strong for the rest of the competitors there at the later half of that heat.
So hello to our 200 and almost 230 odd YouTube viewers and our 60 odd Facebook followers as well. Keep your comments coming, keep engaging and keep sharing, because this is a hot afternoon of athletic sprinting here at the AIS track here in Canberra. Finals come later on the Savo, some 400s and some 1500 time finals as well to look forward to for the rest of the afternoon and the evening.
Most famous and traditional sprint race probably in the world, dating back to
Now looking to heat 7 of 8 for the men's 100 metres. Couple to look forward to, the 2018 Stall Gift winner, Jacob Despard, runs side by side with the 2017 Stall Gift winner in Matthew Rizzo. How good is this? A real battle in lane 2. We have Ashlyn Nubla from New South Wales. We have Mark Rossetier from Ginadera here in Canberra. In lane 4 we have Matthew Rizzo from Victoria and his Stall Gift counterpart in Jacob Despard from Victoria. Lane 6, John Jacob International Christopher Derby in lane 7 from New South Wales, and Man Muaman from New South Wales in lane 8 as the competitors take their blocks. So it looks like Rizzo wasn't on the start line there, but Despard makes the most of that as he charges towards the rest of the field. He gaps them by about 5-10 metres, making that look way too easy.
So not quite sure what happened to Matthew Rizzo there. He did check in and was on our sheet, so a late withdrawal, but Jacob Despard still too strong.
So 10:29 with a wind of
So no Matthew Rizzo.
meters per second.
Tim Poole, big pump up for this stall gift battle of the winners. But Despard made the most of that, finishing in a 10.29 with a plus 4.8 tailwind. So some quick times.
From Victoria.
One with you. Come on. Yes. Fine.
So he'll progress to the A final here at the Canberra Track Classic.
So we do turn our attention now back down to the start line, this time for the last, so the 8th and final heat in the men's open 100-metre sprint. In lane 2 we have Nicholas Fox. In lane 3, Cameron Pappas. In lane 4, Nicholas Bate. In lane 5, Tom Agnew. In lane 6, Kevin Rasul. In lane 7, Brendan Ashcroft. And in lane 8, James McPaul. So they're your competitors here in this final heat.
Okay, we're ready to heat 8. Lucky last heat of the men's 100 metres. Here is your lineup from New South Wales. Nicholas Fox goes in 2. Also from New South Wales in 3, Cameron Pappas. From New South Wales, Nicholas Bate.
So we are just waiting for them to be introduced within the stadium.
Victoria, Kevin Rasul. Brendan Ashcroft from Victoria goes in 7. On the outside, James McPaul, New South Wales.
So keep an eye out for Tom Agnew there in 5th, lane 5. Comes in with a 10:48, fastest seat time. Nicholas Bate on his inside in lane 4, and Kevin Rasul on his outside from Victoria, also around the same mark. So lanes 4, 5 and 6 are going to be ones to watch in this race. And we're underway to a clean start, and it is Tom Agnew there. That's off to a great start, but Nicholas Bate on his inside is going to challenge him, our athlete from Doncaster, Victoria, and it's going to go through the line there. Probably too tough to call from our angle, but 10.7. We'll have a look at the replay.
Only hit to have a legal breeze. Sorry about that, guys.
Quick race. So Tom there came off to a great start. He was challenged late by Nicholas Bate, who probably got him there. Kevin Rasul from the Doncaster Athletics Club in Victoria there on his outside as well. So 10.7.
So I see the first of our women now lining up. Well, we'll see the first of our women now lining up. So heat 1 of 5 for the women. So these girls are looking to come in the top 3 to make it into the pool of A and B finals, and the next 3 fastest times across all heats. So if you win, guaranteed to go into that A final, and then they'll look at the next fastest times across those qualifiers. So first you have to qualify, you have to come in the top 3 as a woman to make it through to that final. And then plus, if you run pretty quick, they might consider you too. To look out for in this heat, we have Zoe Hobbs. We'll mention her a couple of times this weekend. She is the New Zealand athlete who just last week fell 0.05 of a second short of the New Zealand record. So she ran an 11.37, New Zealand record being 11.32. So Zoe Hobbs in lane 4, one to look out for, the young up-and-coming New Zealand sprinter. Olivia Eaton as well. She raced at Nitro Athletics a couple of years ago, does a bit of the beach sprinting. Believe she even won a world championship on the beach. As we look to the start list, Abby Chapman of Tasmania in lane 1, Sachi Kayama, who did the long jump earlier, in lane 2 from New South Wales, Dolly Mustafa in lane 3, Zoe Hobbs in lane 4 from New Zealand, Samantha Geddes in lane 5 from New South Wales, Christy Edwards from lane 6 from New South Wales, Olivia Eaton in lane 7 from Athletics Queensland, lane 8 Olivia Owen from Victoria, and lane 9 Diana Tricolitis from New South Wales. And over to the starter.
In 3 from New South Wales, Dolly Mustafa. From New Zealand in 4 is Zoe Hobbs. Samantha Geddes.
All eyes on the tall figure of Zoe Hobbs, sitting in lane 4. Christy Edwards from New South Wales, lane 6, should also have a strong run, as should Olivia Eaton from Athletics Queensland. Or will we see a surprise with a few athletes going into the low 12? So as the top 3 places that need to qualify for an A or B final here. And Hobbs does get the best of the starters. Also Eaton running very well on the outside in lane 7, but it's all Hobbs. She clears the field by a couple of metres into Eaton. Edwards on it inside, and Hobbs 11.42 seconds from Eaton and Edwards. They'll be your qualifiers for the A and B finals later this afternoon at about 6:20 odd PM. Don't quote me on that. Check the timetable. 11.42 seconds for Zoe Hobbs. Plus 0.7 win reading there. So that's completely legal and only 0.1 of a second away from the New Zealand record there. I'm excited for the women's final later on this afternoon, Lachlan. So 6:06 PM will be the women's A final. 6:06, we believe. So, of course, tune in around 5:30. Check out some of the other events so you're well in time for the quick racing later on today.
And better yet, why don't the 255 people currently watching on YouTube chuck the Athletics ACT page as subscription. Subscribe to the page. You'll get notified as soon as we are going live throughout the weekend. But we do turn our attention now to the second heat in this open women's 100-metre fields. In lane 2, we have Madeline Miller. In lane 3, Kiara Chambers. In lane 4, Maddie Coates. In lane 5, Simone Tafunai. In lane 6, Abby Tadeo. In lane 7, Nana Owusu. In lane 8, Ali McLinden. And in lane 9, Callie Spencer. So they're your competitors in this second heat. Keeping our eyes on the Victorian athlete Maddie Coates there in lane 4. Comes in with an 11.58. Seed time, Abby Tadeo around the same mark with 11.79. Nana Owusu there from Victoria as well with an 11.83. So a strong field. Keep an eye out on those competitors.
World University Games representative for Australia, Abby Tadeo in lane 7 from Victoria, Nana Owusu in 8 from Victoria, Ellie McClendon. Rounding up this field in lane 9, Callie Spencer of New South Wales.
wanted to coach.
And we're off and underway. Maddie Coates off to a good start, but it is Tadeo there on the inside of Nana. But Nana's coming back to her. Maddie Coates has left her run late, but it's going to be too late, I think. Nana's going to go through just in front. 11.50 unofficial time there for Nana. Maddie Coates, a little bit of a slower start, but was coming right back at the field. Abby Tadeo, the initial leader there, as we have a look back at the replay. So we can see Abby Tadeo, an early leader. Nana Owusu flying past her with Maddie Coates there on the inside as well. But it does seem like Nana did go through in front. So a great performance there from our competitor from Victoria.
So next heat coming up, we have another international athlete in Portia Bing, the heptathlete who has competed for New Zealand before. Ashley Whitaker from Victoria, also one to watch. I believe Ashley has competed for Australia. I just can't place exactly when, but I'm sure she has represented the green and gold before. So running through the start list of heat 3 of 5 of the women. In lane 2, we have Christine Byrne, Victoria. In lane 3, Bronte Carroll from New South Wales. Lane 4, Sarah Blizzard from North Canberra. So Sarah Blizzard, talking about the stall gift earlier, she's competed in a number of finals of that prestigious foot race. In lane 5, Ashley Whitaker from Victoria. Portia Bing, as mentioned earlier, lane 6 from New Zealand. Sophia Sayuri Tanaka from Woden Athletics Club in lane 7. Christine Luchatino in lane 8, the athlete from New South Wales, and Alexandra Peterson in lane 9 to round out the field.
Lane 2 from Victoria, Christine Byrne.
Couple to look out for, as mentioned, lane 5, the blonde hair of Ashley Whitaker, and to her right, the New Zealand athlete in lane 6 in Portia Bing.
In 5 from Victoria Commonwealth Games representative.
Local athlete.
Whitaker.
There you go, Commonwealth Games representative. We've just heard over the loudspeaker on New Year represented Australia before.
Sophia Tanaka.
Tanaka, the local athlete, may give these girls a run for their money, having a sub-12 seed time as well. So they're now finishing top 3 to make it into the A and B finals tonight at around 6 o'clock.
I started B. I didn't mean to. Because Taylor is like mad at Chelsea post. So I was like, damn, you really didn't tag me, Chelsea ball in your post.
So in the starters' hands,
He's like, don't do that. I did. It's not my problem because I don't go.
and it looks like Tanaka hasn't made her way to the start line.
So
As Whitaker gets a very quick start away, Blizzard on her inside, Bing just to her outside, Whitaker on the inside. Byrne is running very strongly as well, but it is Ash Whitaker who will pass the line. Oh, very, very close to Christine Byrne in lane 2 there. So it is up to photo finish. We might have a look at the replay, but it is probably a race between Whitaker, Byrne, maybe Bing in there as well. So Whitaker in the blonde hair in the middle of the track, as we can see Byrne in lane 2 in all black as they cross the line. Very, very close. But it looks like the 3 of them, Byrne, Whitaker and Bing, are likely to make it through as the top 3 finishers into the final. I would wait for the final results on that one though.
Goodbye. I was like, damn, you really not going to tag me.
So we do turn our attention back down to the start line this time for the 4th heat out of 5 for the women's open 100 metres. In lane 2, we have Chiara Fioventi. In lane 3, Carly McIver. In lane 4, Helen Pretorius. In lane 5, Stephanie Power. In lane 6, Celeste Mucci. In lane 7, Christine Wern. In lane 8, Larissa Pesteski. In lane 9, Liz Heading. They're your competitors in the 4th heat.
Carla McIver from Woden, Helen Pretorius. New South Wales.
So we do keep an eye out on Celeste Mucci there in lane 6 with an 11.60 in great form. Had a fantastic meet only 2 weeks ago up here in Canberra. Larissa there in lane 8 as well. I'm sure I butchered that surname and I do apologise, but 11.70 as well from New South Wales. So keep an eye out on those two athletes. Christine Wern there in lane 7 with an 11.85. So we are in the starter's hands. And we are underway. Christine there in lane 7, off to a good start, but Celeste Mucci too strong. He's going to stride away from the rest of the pack. It's going to be a battle on for second here, but Celeste Mucci's 11.69 there for Celeste.
Second and the time 11.69. So the heptathlon champion.
A great run there from Celeste. Is in great form at the moment. We'll look forward to seeing her again in the final later on today.
And our 5th and final heat of the women's 100 metre. As the girls do their final run-throughs, we have competitors in lane 2. Thomason Clark from New South Wales in lane 3. Sarah James, New South Wales in lane 4. Livy Wilson, international, guessing possibly New Zealand. Lane 5, Brittany Burkett from Victoria. Lane 6, Amy Foster from Queensland. Lane 7, Morgan Gaffney from Tasmania. And lane 8, Bridget Needek from Victoria. So well and truly a quasi sort of national championships here in Canberra this weekend, especially amongst sprinters. It is become a real hub where all sprinters come together for the weekend and they know they're going to get some awesome competition. So a couple to look out for. Britt Burkett in lane 5. Amy Foster from Queensland as well in lane 6.
Queensland, Amy Foster. In 7 from Tasmania, Morgan Gaffney. Rounding up this field in lane 8 from Victoria, Bridget Needek.
She's happy. I can't see myself one time.
As they are under starters, orders. Don't know what happened there. Seems maybe
But then it started to work. And then the
someone put their hand up, so called their own unsteady, which is absolutely fine to do. It's actually probably preferred as a sprinter, just call it rather than getting a bit too nervy and shaky on the start line. So as mentioned, we have Amy Foster, one to watch in the yellow in lane 6, and Britt Burkett in lane 5 in all black. Gaffney and Wilson could figure as well, as Amy Foster gets one of the better starts of the field. Britt Burkett on the inside of her in all black is challenging her, but it is all Foster. It was from the start, and it will be at the end as she beats Burkett by a metre to Livy Wilson, the international athlete, in 3rd position. So as we possibly look back at the replay, we have Foster, Burkett and Wilson are your top 3 in heat 5 of 5.
At 1 metre 94 by Nicola McDermott.
And we see Foster there still ahead. Burkett almost grabbing the win from her, and Wilson just on both of their insides. So 11.58 the time for that, with a plus 3.7 tailwind. So that wind is still heavily assisting these athletes down the track because we're getting some very quick times.
I saw you. I saw you, but I didn't think it was you. Yeah. Because like I was like, why would she be wearing leggings? Because I'm cold. Well, I can't put my back.
That's good. Hey, you got another chance. That's good.
So we do turn our attention back down to the start line, this time for the men's under 20 heat. So top 3 progress next to best time. So in lane 1, Daniel Morat. Lane 2, Aboni Adyemi. In lane 3, John Prokpis. In lane 4, Larry Adoran. In lane 5, Gaffer Adrala. In lane 6, Cameron De Bruin. In lane 7, Mark Focus. In lane 8, Fraser Jones. Lane 9, Benjamin Denham. So they're your competitors in the first heat of this men's under 20. And we are underway to a clean start. It's our competitor there in lane 4, Larry. That's off to a good start there in the yellow. So Larry Adoran from Athletics New South Wales. With our competitor on the outside, we're going to have to go to the replay there to see as they do come through, so we can watch on the screen. So a great start there from Larry Adoran from New South Wales, but a late charge from Cameron De Bruin in lane 6 to take out the victory. So great job there to Cameron. Didn't call him until right at the end. Actually, didn't call him at all until the replay. So, but a great run there, nonetheless, from our Victorian athlete, Cameron De Bruin, taking out the victory in the men's under 20.
My friend Lucy, she's watching the live stream. Apparently, she can hear me. She's like, I can hear you in the live stream. I'm like,
When you're done, you see the video. You came up.
In the high jump, height of the bar, 1 metre 97.
So athletes on track at the moment. Lane or heat 2 of 2 for the under 20 men's 100 metres. So in lane 1 we have Tristan Sears from Victoria. Lane 2, Zach Lane from Victoria. Lane 3, Corey Williams from New South Wales. Lane 4, Goodwin Okapu Menash from New South Wales. Lane 5, Dominic Darko from New South Wales. Lane 6, Jacob Urbing, guess again, New South Wales. Lane 7, Lewis Claiborne from New South Wales again. And lane 8, Dylan Manning from Canberra. And surprise, surprise, New South Wales in lane 9, Ben Carter. So look on the inside once again, Okapu, Darko and Claiborne amongst the quickest seaters athletes here. So under the starters' orders, and they're underway, and it is Darko with the best start of the field. Williams is looking pretty strong, couple lanes in. Claiborne is closing very strong, but it is all Darko. He's led from the front, and he's going to take the win. Irving pretty strong as well on his inside, as was Opaku on his left-hand side.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get behind her here today.
So 10.8 seconds for our winner there in Darko. Irving second place in the boys under 20s with a tailwind of 4.7 metres. So we see the high jump 1.97 metres for our women. And she has just missed. That was her last jump of the competition.
But soon for sure. The 194 World Championship qualifier, Nicola McDermott.
So World Championship qualifier there at 194. Just bringing you to the high jump at the very end of the competition.
Come. Yeah, I know. The last 20. He's back in the final.
We can see, I was tagged in Facebook by Sam Leslie, I think referring to a comment you made, Michael, about Ash Whitaker. She represented Australia at the World Uni Games in Korea, so that's where you would have.
There you go. Sam, team physio on that trip, I believe. Bit of intel there. Thanks, Sam.
So we can see on the screen right now the women's under 20 first heat. We've got Grace Goldsworthy in lane 2, Mia Okomu in lane 3, Caitlin Hicks in lane 4, Monique Quirk in lane 5, Bronte Pickering in lane 6, and Valeria, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, in lane 7, apologies. Valeria there in lane 7. So we are underway, off to a clean start. Monique there in lane 5 is doing well down the front straight, and she's going to be on a race on her own. So it's Monique Quirk there from Athletics New South Wales, 11.88, a quick time for her. So 11.92 a seat time, 11.88 for Monique Quirk in lane 5.
Monique Quirk, New South Wales. Heat 1 of them, the 20 women's sprint.
Yeah, I'll probably start talking about it. Yes, yeah, one more.
Official time for Monique Quirk, 11.88 in that first heat of the 100 metres women's sprint.
So next up on the track is Heat 2 of the women's under 20 with Jade Johnson-Michevska in lane 2, New South Wales. In lane 3 we have Claire DeSalius from Woden Athletics Club here in Canberra. Lane 4, Letitia Willis from Victoria. Lane 5, Tamara Houghton from Woden Athletics Club. Lane 6, Stephanie Potter from New South Wales. And lane 7, Hannah Regan from New South Wales as well.
Lining up in their blocks in lane 2 for New South Wales.
So Tamara Houghton from
In lane 3 for
Woden Athletics
Claire Salas.
in lane 5 in the fluoro pink
Letitia
crop top.
Willis.
One to watch.
5 from Woden. Tamara Houghton.
Letitia Willis on her
New
inside.
South Wales. Stephanie Pyle.
He's a bit of a sprinter, jumper, hurdler, I believe.
All lined up for the second
Come up from Victoria, and
100 metres under
she's very
20
quick
minutes.
as well. Has quite a quick seed time in low 12 seconds.
Yeah. I don't jump till tomorrow. Sorry? I don't jump till tomorrow.
So under the starters' orders,
Checking now.
and he's Hodden off to the best start. Willis on her inside has started very strong over the next 20 or so metres, but Hodden has taken this race, followed by Willis and DeSalis on their inside. They'll be a top 1, 2, 3 as Hodden comes through the line in 11.8 seconds. Willis on her inside for second place. So plus 3.2 tailwind on that race there. Houghton, Willis and DeSalis are your top 3 in the heat 2 of the women's under 20 100 metres. So we're looking over to the javelin momentarily.
0.79 there.
Between 100 metre heats.
3.2.
It'd be great to have a bit of split screen action going, but we only have so many cameras here at the AIS track available to us, so trying our best to cover all the events we can. We love seeing some of the field events. The long jump earlier today and a few high jump events have been quite exciting, so checking out men's javelin for a little bit before we head over to the under 18 men's 100 metre heats.
Take it back down to the 100 metre starting line. Anyone else? We lined up there with the under 18 men's 100 metre sprint. And heat 1.
So-
Lane 2 from South Kenya, Eric Rosa. Lane 3 from Woden.
So competitors in the under 18 men's heat 1, lane 2 Eric Rosa from South Canberra, lane 3 Oliver Lockie from Woden Athletics Club, lane 4 Charlie Frooms from Victoria, lane 5 Felix Long, the highest seeded athlete going under 11 seconds from New South Wales, lane 6 brother of Letitia from the earlier heat in the women's under 20, Taylor Willis from Victoria, and lane 7 Cameron Scott from Canberra. And Long gets the quickest start of a lot of them. Actually, Taylor Willis is running pretty strong as well at the start, but Long, he is going to be too strong ahead of Willis by 5 odd metres. So goes Long, Willis, Charlie Froome from Victoria, and Old Melburnians on both their inside. Pretty quick run as well, I believe, finishing in 3rd place. So with the under 18 boys, it is the top 2 in each heat plus the next fastest times to make it through to 1 final later. And look at Felix Long extending his stride. Once he gets going, Felix Long. Could have even been Oliver Lockie from Woden on the inside of Charlie Froomes there. So 11.2 and a plus 2.3 tailwind for Felix Long.
2-0 for Felix Long from New South Wales.
So we do turn our attention now over to the second heat in the men's under 18 100 metres. In lane 2 we have Jacob West. In lane 3 Jackson Sweet. In lane 4 Austin Teeth. In lane 5 Nicholas Donaldson. In lane 6 Jared Foley. In lane 7 Chandler Layden. And in lane 8 Colby et al. So they're your competitors in this second heat of the men's under 18s. Jared Foley there in lane 6 from South Canberra, coming in with the fastest seed time.
And over lane 8 from South Canberra, Colby Eddowes lined up for the second heat of the 100 metre sprint under 18 men's.
Does look like actually we don't have Jacob West there in lane 2. And we'll hold for a little bit. They are underway, and it is Austin Teeth there who's leading out the pack in lane 4, being challenged late by Jared Foley and Chandler Layden in lane 7. We will have a look at that replay.
Austin Teddo. Good control of race on the inside. And finished it well. Very strong.
So we can see the replay here. Austin off to a great start with a late dash there from Chandler Layden, but it's going to be Austin that did take out the victory in that second heat of the men's under 18 competition.
Winner of the second heat of the 100 metres sprint for under 18 men's.
So we still see the javelin on screen now. Just lose a javelin in the air. It appears to go so quick through the air. So heat 3 of the men's under 18s or boys under 18s 100 metre in lane 2. Harrison Francis, lane 3, Oliver Austin, lane 4, Bay Agostino, lane 5, Caden Howden, lane 6, Godfrey Okrigang, lane 7, Brody Hicks, and lane 8, Aditya Ashra Kinya. Bay Agostino, one to watch, as is Brody Hicks, the Victorian state mates, we're calling them, as is Okayang in lane 6. So Hicks probably off to a best start. Okanyang as well on the inside of him. Bay Agostino running very quickly as well. He's a race of 3. Okanyang just puts his nose in front, followed by Hicks, followed by Agostino are your top 3 in heat 3 of the men's under 18 100 metres. So 11.06 seconds for Okanyang of New South Wales with a plus 3.5 tailwind there. As we see the replay, Okanyang in the middle in the yellow singlet, charging his way with his power. Agostino on the inside and Brody Hicks on the outside. So Okanyang, Hicks and Agostino 2 and 3.
This is the 100 heat of the under-18 women's. It's a final. It's a straight final for this race for the under-18 women's. Coming up on the track. About to commence. They're back on the warm-ups, going back to the box. I'll call them out. In lane 1 from Queanbeyan, Laura Warner. In lane 2 from New South Wales, Alexandra Alazar. In lane 3 from Queanbeyan, Tia Hatchman. In 4 from Victoria, Isabella Fenavon. In 5 from Victoria.
And after that throw, we will turn our attention back down to the start line of the 100 metres. This one is a straight final for the women under 18. In lane 1, Laura Warner. In lane 2, Alexander Alazar. In lane 3, Tia Hatchman. In lane 4, Isabella Fanavong. In lane 5, Adora Arch. In lane 6, Molly Sturgis. In lane 7, Morgan Keller. In lane 8, Rebecca Guest. And in lane 9, Jacinta Jordan. So they're your competitors in the final of the women's under 18 100 metres. So we're underway to a clean start. No, we're not. A little bit late on that first gun there, so... Did we get a replay on it, Mr. Producer? Maybe not. We didn't get a replay on it, so we'll have to wait to see.
Of Tasmania, he's over 76 metres. This is 5th throw.
So we can see just off to the right of the screen, we do have all the 4 officials. It was very close. Not sure who they're going to go and have a look at here. So I believe we heard lane 4, so Isabella Fanavong from Athletics Victoria. So we will go again. So we are underway this time cleanly. Adora Arch there in lane 5. He's going to be the one to beat, and look at her striding away from the rest of the competitors. No one else has a chance here, so Adora Arch is going to go through 12.13 unofficial time there, but it doesn't matter. Winner in the under 18s 100 metre final.
And a plus 1.3 tailwind as well, so that is a completely legal time for Adora Arch.
So 12.13 on the screen there. We can see 12.35 seated time coming into it.
So, hi James on YouTube, what's going on with the men's long jump? We will be showing a little bit of the men's long jump once these 100 metre finals have finished up in about next 10 to 15 minutes or so. I believe the men are still on their first round.
It's only just begun.
Seven, four, six.
So, looking back to the track, the under 16 men, 2 heats, So a final will be run later on tonight, about 6 to 6:30. So heat 1 of 2 competitors. In lane 2, Benjamin Crowley of Woden. Lane 3, Cameron Banovich from New South Wales. Lane 4, Connor Pratt of Canberra. Lane 5, Jack Bolton of Victoria. Lane 6, a para-athlete in Jaden Page of Ginadera. Lane 7, Lachlan Jones of New South Wales. Lane 8, Paddy Colgan of Victoria. And lane 9, Jake Meredith of New South Wales.
Lane 8, Paddy Colgan. And in line from New South Wales.
Jack Bolton, one to look out for in lane 5. And Bolton, the quickest of them out of the blocks. Paddy Colgan and Lachlan Jones also making a quick start as well on the inside. Benjamin Crowley running quickly, but clearing the field by about 5 or 10 metres is Jack Bolton ahead of the Wrexham. Way too quick in 11.22 seconds with a win reading of plus 3.6 metres a second. So Jack Bolton, way too quick for the rest of them, trying to call the rest of the race, but Jack Bolton had already won. As we see the replay, him striding out after 20, 30 metres, he cleared a gap on the rest of the field. So Lachlan Jones and Paddy Colgan would have come in at 2-3 there to get automatic qualifying into the final later on.
I'll take you back down to the starting lineup. Down there at the start of the 100 metre sprint.
So,
Heat
2,
second.
the under 18 or under 16 boys. 100 metres in lane 2, Harry Anderson of Ginadera. Lane 3, Joshua Kalotzi of Goulburn. Lane 4, Rashid Karb from New South Wales. Lane 5, Joshua Petrovic from Woden. Lane 6, Brody Gabriel from Queanbeyan. Lane 7, Patrick Aquilina from Victoria. Lane 8, Phoenix Bateman of North Canberra. And lane 9, Ikoro, or Matthew Ikoro from Ginadera, in almost an all Canberrian heat with a couple of interstate athletes to mix it up a bit. So it looks like Gabriel is not on the start line there. Harry Anderson doesn't appear to be on the start line either. So Kalotzi, Karba, Petrovic, Free Lane, Aquilina and Bateman are your 5 in this second heat. And Petrovic is the quickest of the starters in all black, just on his inside. Cabba running a strong race as well. Akolina on his outside. He's coming home strongly, but it's Petrovic who'll cross the line first ahead of Cabba, and Akolina on his outside. 11.69 seconds for the second heat winner of the under-16 boys 100 metres. Win reading plus 2.7. So you see Petrovic charging down straight. Cabba is holding on, coming for a quick finish, as is Akolina, just in the black and red uniform. So top three, they all make it through to the final.
On the track in the under 16 men's.
Seven, 1, 4.
Take it back down to the start of 100 metres, and the girls getting anxious and getting ready their blocks and going into warm-up. So we're now 16 winners. There's 2 heats. This is the first of the 2. There's a field of 7 in lane 2.
Heat 1 of the under-16 girls 100 metres. Sienna Russell in lane 2 of Woden Athletics. Jade Bevan in lane 3, New South Wales. Lauren Percival, lane 4, New South Wales. Chantel Barnard, lane 5, New South Wales. Shola Adirian, lane 6, New South Wales. Sarah Wallace, lane 7, Junadera. And Adrienne Sejeru from Woden.
In the long jump, Darcy Roebuck.
So Adeniran in lane 6, Barnard, lane 5, and Percival, lane 4, wants to watch. And Adeniran has got a quick start on her inside. Barnard running strongly as well, and Percival on the inside of her. They are your top 3. Is all Adeniran with her strong upright style, all power, charging through the finish line, followed by Percival and Barnard just in between the both of them. So 12.43 seconds, a plus 1.9 metres per second tailwind, and that comes in under the legal 2.0 metres per second. So he's heat of one of 2, the under 16 girls. Check out Shola Adeniran.
Darcy Roebuck 781 in his first round attempt. That assumes the lead. And the next up,
I'll take you back down to compete on the final lead of the under 16 women's. In lane 2 from Goldwood, Jada Jarvis. In 3 from New South Wales, Nikisha Brindle. In lane 4 from Janadera, Yanani Ajulu.
So athletes
New South Wales, Alicia Bennett.
off screen at the moment, coming behind their blocks. While we just wait for the
In lane 7 from New South Wales,
javelin,
still over.
I will read out the start list before we go and see the competitors. So lane 2 from Goulburn, Jada Jarvis. Lane 3 from New South Wales, Nikisha Brimble. Lane 4 from Ginadera, and Imani Aju. Lane 5, Alicia Bennett. Lane 6, Charlotte Nicholson. Lane 7, Alexandra Stoliva. And lane 5, Ashley Farmer. And it is Ajulo on the in the middle, getting a strong start. Even better, Stolivar on the outside in the yellow singlet. Bennett's running very strongly as well in the middle of the track. Stolivar from Bennett's will be your 1-2 in the under-16s women's heat 2 as we look at the replay for a bit. So Stolivar, Alexandra Stolivar of New South Wales, strong run, actually led from the very start. Bennett's there as well, and Nicholson from Woden Athletics are your top 3, and they'll make it through the final between 6 and 6:30 later on today.
That was Santino Nyor of New South Wales in the long jump, his first jump in the competition. It's a legal jump. And at this stage, Darcy Roper, Victoria, leads from Chris Matrosky, 781 to 750. And shortly, Henry Smith, Australia's number 1 at the moment, will take to the runway. Next up, Gary Finnegan.
So we do turn our attention now down to the long jump pit. This is the men's open long jump competition. Just about to conclude the first round. We will update you on distances momentarily.
671. 671 Finnegan. Next up, Kieran Kirk.
So that was just Gary Finnegan from Athletics Queensland. Next up on the track, or the runway, is Kieran Kirk from New South Wales, 7:13 seat time.
If you can stay still, I'll go over the top of you. Thank you.
636, Kieran Kirk.
So a 6:36 there for Kieran.
Cameron Pappas from New South Wales.
We now have Cameron Pappas from New South Wales, 7:06. So no jump there for Cameron from New South Wales. So current competition leader is Darcy Roper with a 7.81 metre jump. Henry Smith is on the runway now.
Well, a massive leap then, but well behind the board from Henry.
So as we can see there, something didn't quite...
647.
6:47, something didn't quite work out with the runway. A little bit too early before the board. Henry knew straight away.
And Jeremy Andrews in third place, 746.
Yeah, fantastic jump there by Henry, but just behind the board, so he'll go and get some feedback from his coach, John Boas, and we'll find out where he's at.
So Nick Van Gelder on the runway. So a 690 there for Nick. Next up, Connor Murphy from Athletics New South Wales. You can see the Trinity Athletics Club singlet. So a red flag there for our athlete from New South Wales.
More to come.
We can see on the replay.
Next up on the runway,
Did jump over the board. Next up is Jeremy Andrews from Queensland, 746
in the first
his
round.
first round.
So we've got some great conditions here to see some big jumps at the heart of athletics here in the nation's capital. So pretty happy with that crowd getting behind that jump.
Impressive leap there.
Looked like he was just behind the board, but we'll see. Just on the replay. He looked good.
766.
766, a great jump.
Into second place. Now next jumper from Victoria, Commonwealth Games representative. This is Chris Matrevsky, the national.
So we can see Chris Matrevsky on the runway.
Great competitor, Chris. He has the signature move of puts his hands out, sees where the wind's at. Okay, he's pretty happy with that, I think. He's going to go and have a look at the board. So just see the replay.
759 for Chris Matrevsky.
So 759 for Chris Matrevsky. That's pretty darn good.
Improves upon his 750 from his first round attempt.
In this competition.
Now, what some viewers may not understand, Lockie, as we watch on screen, is Chris Matrevsky's one of those people that you call a clutch jumper. And a clutch jumper is one of those jumpers that jumps and improves as they continue to jump.
So Angus Gold on the runway here, and too far over, red flag for Angus. So Nathan Deslands from Victoria.
Next up will be Nathan Deslandes, 718. His best jump thus far. I lie, 731.
So we now see that these young men are in their second round of jumping.
So white flag there for Nathan, 7:31 in his first round. We'll listen in to the officials to hear what he has jumped for this second round attempt.
$7.08.
So we can hear there 7:08, so it doesn't improve upon that first jump. Joel Davidson on the runway next. Do make sure that you are commenting on either the Facebook or the YouTube streams throughout the meet. We do have a break on the track for the time being, but we will be bringing you field events until 4:30. So Joel Davidson just jumping there.
Meters 49. The next competitor, Matthew Weber from the ACT, one of two Canberra jumpers in this field.
So it looked like a clean jump, gets a white flag there from the officials. $6.68 for this young man, so that's a good jump. $6.68, we see it's clean, and he's pretty good on the board as well. He probably came into it with his legs bent a little bit too much there, hips down. So he needs to stay as upright as possible.
David Chen, followed by Harrison and Darcy to get ready.
Beautiful in the air, fantastic technique, great hitch kick as well.
Former national junior champion David Chen, there on the board. 7:14.
So we see David Chen there hitting the board, not much left on the board at all.
7:25.
7.25, that's a big jump. That's a great jump from that young man.
Next up.
Now we see Victorian Essendon Athletics athlete on the runway. You can see Darcy Roper sitting in the background just waiting for his time. That looked like a foul to me, but we'll wait. Yep, red flag, so that's a foul jump there, which means his foot went over the plasticine. It was considerable as well. It's probably half a shoe. So he won't be happy with that. He need to make an adjustment on his run-up and his approach. Not sure what the wind is at the moment because the wind meter's been run by just an official just to the right of the long jump runway. And they press it just as the athlete starts. So it holds for about 15 seconds and then gives a wind reading, but they'll be writing them down manually. We'll get the wind readings later on. Doesn't look too bad. They do look legal. The athletes are here to jump some big qualifiers. This is a business end of the season. So Darcy Roper, Henry Smith, Chris Matrevsky will all be looking for the elusive 8s, 801s. Great approach to the runway here by Darcy. Fantastic entry into the pit. He ought to be happy with that. Great hitch kick. Gets the white flag. The crowd gets behind him. He looks pretty happy. And when Darcy's happy, that's a good jump. Let's see how he goes with that. 773 from this young man. That's a great jump from him. So great jump, 773. Good job.
So Anthony James here on the runway. 707, attempt 1.
Can he improve a 707, Lachlan? Doesn't look like it.
712.
712.
Next up, Chris Lippman.
So Chris Lippman from Queensland up on the runway next.
Beautiful conditions here.
So a 667 from Chris for his first jump. .678 there, so it does improve upon that first jump. Santino Nayor from New South Wales next on the runway.
So great approach in the run-up. So foul jump there.
Gary Finnegan next to attempt.
Lost a shot. I've lost the pro this. So we should see some speed coming from this young man. So he gets a red flag. That is unfortunate.
So just over there. No jump. Finnegan. Next up, Kieran Kirk.
So as we can see, Kieran Kirk there from New South Wales on the runway. 6:36 in his first round. 3 more jumps left, or competitors left, for this to round out the second round of competition. To JC on YouTube asking about the 100 metres. Yes, they have finished just for the time being. We do have the finals later on today, though, so make sure you are tuning in. So we do have a clear jump there for Kieran. So 6:51, so improves upon his first jump. Cameron Pappas from New South Wales on the runway next.
So that looked like a foul jump again. In the approach, we're going to let the officials.
Will be the winner of the Canberra Invitational a couple of weeks back. This is Henry Smith from Victoria.
So Henry Smith's up on the runway.
Our 18th competitor here in the open long jump.
Bell lap.
For those of you taking a cup of coffee, get coffee beans.
Wait.
If you want to smoke a cup of coffee, stand till 3:30. We'll leave.
I'm gonna beautiful big jump. Fantastic hitch kick. So he doesn't look too happy with that.
774, puts him in second
That's
place.
consistent jumping from Henry.
Unfortunately, too much wind.
So 774 is a great jump, but because the wind was over 2.0, 2.0 is the maximum wind you can get in order to record a qualifier or a record of any sort.
So Connor Murphy next up on the track from New South Wales. 2 no jumps, so we'll be looking to try and get a measurement on the board for this third round. So a good jump there. Does get a measurement, and we will listen into the officials.
693.
So 693, so not too far off his 706 seeded distance. Jeremy Andrews from Queensland up next.
you know where you're going to lead it. Yeah. Just with the trekking, there's less than gear in there, so just, you know, first aid stuff. I don't want to get that nicked or anything. But look, I'll have a chat to him. Awesome. No worries. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Hope that goes well too.
So big jump there from Jeremy Andrews. 7.66 is his furthest so far in this competition.
7.51.
7.51.
So just a little bit shorter, so 7.51. Second furthest jump so far, Christopher Mitrevsky. Up next.
Next up in the long jump.
So we see Chris getting ready. Just waiting on that wind. Needs to be just so. So he's set to go. This could be big from the young man. Now that's a big jump, but that is a foul. And he was a fair way over. It did look like about 3 or 4 centimetres, so significant. It's not borderline. But as you can see, his approach, he was fantastic on the board. His hips were in the perfect position. Hitch kick was good.
So next up is Angus Gold from Ginadera. 7.18 in his first jump, no jump in his second attempt. And a red flag,
red
so
flag
a
as well.
second no jump.
So how many no jumps is that for Angus now?
That's 2.
Okay, so he goes into 7.18 will be considered. So we just watched this replay. It was a considerable foul. So we're now with Nathan from Athletics Victoria. 7.31 and 7.08 is... $6.96 on that one. That wasn't probably what he was expecting. But we're now on board with Joel Davidson from Athletics New South Wales. And Joel's second round jump of 6.49 is what he's looking to improve. Bit of a shorter approach than the other athletes. Doesn't quite look like further than a 6.49. You got a 6.49 again, so that's consistent jumping right there. 6.49 in the second round, 6.49 in the third round. Not easily done, is it, Michael?
It is not.
We can see Matthew Wecker is next to take the runway. He is looking to beat a 6.93, which was his first attempt.
So we'll just tune into what the officials call out. Gets the white flag as he exits the pit the right way.
White flags and some white noise. 6.41.
So 6.41. It's not an improvement on a 6.93 and a 6.68. We've got David Chen on the runway right now, right in the middle of your screen. David Chen had a big jump in the last one, 7.25, so he'll be wanting to improve a 7.25. He'll be looking for the 7.35, 7.40 mark. Great approach. Behind the board by a fair way.
Let's hope that doesn't cost him valuable centimetres.
Just looks like he dropped his hips in the last stride.
And a bit unsure of the result on that one. The officials not quite speaking up for us to hear on the secret mic that we got hidden down near the long jump pit.
We're all about secret mics at this event.
Next in the long jump, Harrison Williams from Victoria.
Harrison Williams, Athletics Victoria, Essendon Athletics athlete. Beautiful on the board, fantastic. He ought to be happy with that, but he doesn't look happy. But that was a great approach. Let's see where he's at with the distance.
Back to the secret mic. 6.92. So a little bit off his first attempt at a 7.13, which will remain his best.
Now the event leader in long jump. This jump of 7.81 metres. This is Darcy Roper.
So this is Darcy Roper, formerly from Queensland, now a Victorian-owned athlete. And we're looking forward to seeing some big things from this young man. Great speed on the runway. Can he... That looked good on the board. He did...
Good in the air.
Lose some valuable distance. Let's see what this is at.
7.82, and he improves his best jump by a centimetre.
82, so 7.81 in the first round, 7.73 in the second, with a 7.82 in the third. It'll be handbrake off for the third, for the fourth, fifth, and sixth jump. He is ready to go. He's just getting some feedback from his coach. But we now see Anthony James, Athletics Victoria athlete. He's got a fantastic technique in the air, if I do say so myself. He lifts his legs just toward the end, so watch for that.
You absolutely may say so yourself, Raf. Got quite a keen eye for the long jump. Got all technical terms down. Lucky to have you in the commentary box for this open men's event.
Shucks, Michael. Thanks, man. Okay, it was a foul, and he's just having a little look, letting the official know that... Well, I actually don't know what he said to the official because our secret mic was turned down.
Or something that he needs to look out for. Like little smiley faces or something that he's trying to look for in the clay.
If we caption that photo, it'd be something like, sorry, buddy, my spikes went into the plasticine there.
Yeah.
I'll try not to let that happen again.
Caption this competition.
So Chris Littman got a 6.67 and a 6.78. So we'll see how he goes in his third jump. He needs to pull out something fairly big if he wants to make the top 8.
So with 6 jumpers to go in the third round, there will be a little bit of a break to see who the top 8 athletes are, and they will get a further 3 attempts out of the 18 in total. That looked to be a foul as the red flag goes up from the official.
That did look like to be a foul. So we'll just see it on the replay again.
And some expert sweeping, raking and moving of sand going on there before Santino Nior from New South Wales has his third attempt. Little bit of a stutter coming up to the board and unfortunately does get the red flag. Couple of no jumps in a row for Santino.
Yeah, he's struggling today. I'm not sure how long he's been doing long jump for, but I do think he's probably hasn't been working on his technique as long as some of these other experienced boys. So good to see him out here competing. It is the state championships after all, and
so Gary Finnegan would be next, or will be next. There's no woods coulds about it. He is going to be next. He's the Athletics Queensland athlete with a best jump of 6.71 metres. Not a bad jump from Gary. The official is giving it the white flag. Gary doesn't seem too happy with the length of the jump though. Let's listen in. Six, 8.6, I believe, which would be an improvement. So I don't know, maybe that was his happy face. I don't know the bloke. 6.86, so that does improve his 6.71 by about 17 or 15 centimetres. I mean, you guys can do the maths as well as I can.
Kieran, followed by Cameron with Henry to get ready.
So Kieran Kirk, New South Wales, up next. As he leaps off the board, planting his foot in the middle of the white section. So 6.60 for Kieran Kirk, so that is an improvement and the best of his 3 jumps. So Cameron Pappas, New South Wales, is the next athlete on the track, as our cameraman is just trying to find him. Sprays up a lot of sand at the end there as a bit of a rolling landing. The white flag goes up. The jump is good, or the takeoff is good, should I say. Let's see if he'll be happy with the distance. 6.79. Pretty good jump from Cameron Pappas. He's had 2 no jumps so far in this competition, so a 6.79 is a lot better than no jumps which preceded that one there. Henry Smith, last jumper of the first 3 rounds, and then we will see who the top 8 will be getting into the final. We'll do a bit of arithmetic here up in the box as Henry Smith charges towards the line. Legs flying in the air, hitch kick, I believe.
So certainly off the centre of the board then.
Plants his foot in the middle of the white section of the board, listens in to the officials. 7.76.
76 by Henry Smith.
So improves his round 2 performance of 7.74 ever so slightly, and edging closer to Darcy Roper's 7.82.
I had no idea. I couldn't predict.
Take over your camera. Oh, he said he can do it. Both of them, it just means that there's a bit of extra time.
So after 3 rounds in the long jump, Darcy Roper leads. 7.82. In second place is Henry Smith with 7.76. In third place, Jeremy Andrews, 7.66. And in fourth place is Chris Matrevsky with 7.59. So a crowded leaderboard, 3 rounds to go, a tail breeze, warm sunny afternoon, and these competitors have promised to throw the sink at these next 3 jumps.
And we just saw a jump in the high jump competition at 1.65 metre from Olivia Yacono. She's a bit of a eventer, having already done a long jump, hurdles and high jump this weekend at the AIS Athletics track in Canberra. Now, just while the officials are working out and reconfirming the top 8, I'll read out my version of that story. So Darcy Roper is sitting in first place, followed by Henry Smith in second. Then in third, Jeremy Andrews. In fourth, Chris Machewski. In fifth, Nathan Deslands. In sixth, David Chen. In seventh, Angus Gould. And in eighth, Harrison Williams. That is our best estimate as following the competition, writing down results. So don't sue us if it doesn't pan out that way as they call athletes onto the track, but we're pretty sure that's the way it's all going to pan out in the next couple of minutes when Harrison Williams will take the first jump of the finals. So another 3 jumps each, just for 8 competitors. So 24 jumps to go as we see Olivia Yacono of Victoria just miss that next height in the high jump.
Big thank you to our sponsors, Coles, the Walking Clinic, Sports Care and Physio, Realign Tech, and Posture Apparel. Events regarding Women's Open 200 metres tomorrow morning, please ensure you are aware that we are running preliminary rounds starting at 9 AM.
And Harrison Williams, no jump to open the finals in the men's open long jump. Next up should be Angus Gould of Jindera. And it is.
I'd like to take it down now, but there's too many. So you're down to the last 8, so 8 weeks, 24, so it's usually 25. Yeah. And then you drop it, and you leave it with tomorrow, and
Yeah, no jump by Angus Gould.
We're going to take it down.
Well, we'll reset for 20 minutes.
As the officials in the background discuss whether they're going to keep the marquee up or take it down. Riveting stuff from our officials in the background. David Chen charging down the straight. Pops into the pit. The white flags go up, the jump's good. 7:25 is trying to beat. Sounded like a 6.82 for David Chen.
Gibson from New South Wales, Katrina Blackett from New South Wales, Courtney Bracken from South Canberra, Jess Bell from South Canberra, Karen Clark from New South Wales, Andrew Thompson from Queensland, Tony Collins from North Canberra, and Aaron Oates from New South Wales.
And another no jump. Become the story of this final so far in the men's long jump. Nathan Deslins from Victoria. So next up, Chris Machevsky, another Victorian athlete. So the athletes making the official do some real clay moulding work out there. Looks very flash dance-esque out in the long jump pit, moulding clay. Chris Machevsky flies into the end of the pit. Don't know if he looks too happy. He's going to go for a listen of what the result is though, as we will down to the side of the track.
7-7-0.
7-7-0. Pretty big jump by Machevsky. That does beat his 7.59 from earlier in the comp. 7-7-0. Or what? 770 for everyone in standard metric speak. So Jeremy Andrews from Queensland next up. He's looking to get some crowd involvement here at the track, as quite a crowd is building in the grandstand here at the AIS. Ooh, and did he? Yeah, he gets the red flag. Like most of the rest of them so far in this final, unfortunately, everyone's going for gold, risking it for the biscuit. And only a couple have got the biscuit so far. Well, Chris Machevsky, one of them, his jump of 770 moved him into third position ahead of Jeremy Andrews. So some more clay work by the side of the track. What do you reckon, get Play-Doh on as a sponsor next year for the ACT Championships? Play-Doh should sponsor the long jump.
Have their little logo.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be awesome. Such a missed opportunity. You sponsor Little Athletics at least anyway, even though they don't use the clay for the long jump. Little Athletics, Play-Doh. I'm on the same here. Anyway, back to the long jump. Henry Smith on the line, backwards hat, gain all speed. And another no jump. Not by Henry Smith. It's his first no jump of the afternoon. But another no jump from the athletes in this final. Once again, the Play-Doh is moulded on the long jump runway. I'll tell you why, Henry Smith changed his uniform. He's wearing a different top and he gets a no jump. I like that singlet that he was wearing before.
Maybe it's a sign. Go back to the old singlet.
I reckon someone should go and tell him.
That cameraman's just there. You can see him.
That'd be my first instruction as a long jump coach. Don't change your kit. Shows how much I know about long jump. So on the runway, Darcy Roper, our current leader. 7.82, he looks to better to increase his lead. Sprays up sand. It looks good, but the red flag goes up as he steps over the line. for some more Play-Doh work. That was a pretty big jump, though. It'd be interesting to see how far that actually was as we look at this replay. So the opening round of the finals of the long jump, should I say. So round 4 overall. 6 out of 8 athletes getting no jumps. Not the way you want to start the finals. But Chris Machevsky, he's got a smile on his face. He is one of the 2 athletes who posted a jump and actually improved his performance. So back to Harrison Williams. White flag goes up, thank God. And you heard it here first, 7-0-0. So that does not replace his 7-1-3 from earlier.
Angus, followed by David, with Nathan to get ready.
Angus Gould pops into the pit. Seven, 3-4 from Angus Gould, and he'll be happy with that as that replaces his 7-1-8 from earlier, following 3 no jumps. So 7-3-4 for Angus Gould. David Chen asking for a bit of crowd involvement, and he gets it as he shoots towards that red line to receive a red flag. No jump from David Chen, unfortunately, the athlete from New South Wales. As our official continues his clay styling. And Nathan Deslands coming off a no jump, like most of these athletes have, into the 5th round. Let's see what he can do. Another no jump. So for some of the better athletes, it's often just do what you can, put down a performance to get into that top 8 and then let it rip in the final. And we can see everyone's put it on the line with the no jumps that we're getting. Going as close to that red line as possible without going over. Mitrevsky getting the crowd involved. And we're getting involved in the commentary box as he leaps into the end of the pit. The white flag will go up, and it does go up. wait for the measurement here, trackside.
The centre of the board then.
Good former Killer Little Athlete as well, down in Victoria. Good Little Athletics club.
Do you have a connection there, like?
I might have. No, he's one of our current relay coaches as well, so he comes and gives back to the club.
Oh, nice. 754 was the distance there. So it doesn't be 770. Should I say 770? Next up, Jeremy Andrews.
Currently in third place, this is Andrews.
PB of 775, looking to beat 766
Let's get behind him, ladies and gentlemen.
and beat 777 or 770 to overtake Matrevsky as he charges down the runway. The crowd's getting involved as well. They're loving this long jump final. And he oversteps his mark, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, he literally overstepped the mark. And he gets the red flag from the official as we go back to our major sponsors in this long jump event, Play-Doh.
Just over.
Of course, Coles are our major sponsor here this weekend for athletics in Australia all year round as well, supporting little athletics and senior athletics and the championships here at the ACT this weekend. So thank you to Coles Supermarkets for all their support in athletics as we see Darcy Roper at the end of the track. Ooh, and it's a big one. He likes it. The crowd likes it. The white flag goes up, so the officials like it. It's good.
799.
799. It is huge. 799 from Darcy Roper. Only 2 centimetres shy of his PB of 801. 799. He knew it as soon as he left the air, as soon as he landed.
You add the 15 centimetres on the board.
He's massive from Darcy Roper, and it's going to be hard for anyone to beat in the last round. 799, so close to his PB mark of 801, and well past his best jump today. Darcy Roper, what a jump!
Where is our cameraman sitting? Nice and close.
Up close and exclusive. How goes that? As we see Harrison Williams take his final jump of the competition. And unfortunately get the red flag. So Harrison will finish the competition in 8th place.
Couldn't you go to the other angle? I always told us that it's spasm and they'd go a little bit. Them not to pull it.
Angus Gould from ACT.
Angus Gould His last jump was his best, 7.34 as he charges down the runway and he oversteps the mark as well. The red flag goes up and that is competition for Angus Gould. His jump of 7.34, however, puts him in, I think, 5th position. We'll see how the rest of the comp plays out and we'll confirm that.
David Chen next up.
So next up, David Chen of New South Wales. The crowd's getting involved, getting him over the line, not over the line, getting him a good jump, helping him fly through the air and charge down the straight. And he's going to be very close, and here's a red flag. So David Chen, no jump to finish off the competition with. 7.25 was his best. His second jump there. 7.25 from David Chen, which sits him in 7th position for the competition.
Those asking on the comments just about the 100 metre finals, they do start at 6 p.m. tonight, so make sure you do head back to Athletics ACT's YouTube page. We will be streaming those all live.
So Nathan Deslands next up. He's come off 2 no jumps, so we'll see if he can beat his 7.31 and take 5th place back off Angus Gould. He doesn't like it. He jumped before the line, but I'm sure he would have liked that jump to go a bit further.
Last attempt coming up with Chris Matrevsky, Australian representative of the Commonwealth Games.
So he finishes in 6th position, Nathan Deslands. Angus Gould has improved his position from 7th to 5th after the final. And our top 4 will remain our top 4, not necessarily in that order though. So Chris Matrevsky looking to improve at 7.70. Looks like he is over as well, receiving the red flag from the official. So 7.70 he finishes the comp with, currently sitting in 3rd position. Let's see if Jeremy Andrews can improve his best jump by 5 centimetres and snatch that back.
Next up, the 3rd place here at the moment, Jeremy Andrews. As the best of 7.66, looking for more here with your support.
Let's go Stixie is the crowd call at the moment. Stixie, more a distance runner's nickname, I would have thought. So the crowd is getting around Jeremy Andrews, the athlete from Queensland in the fluoro red top. Serious speed down the runway. Good jump. Well, the takeoff is good anyway. Don't know if it will be a 7.66. 7.49.
Second place. This is Henry Smith of Victoria.
So he does sit in 4th place, Machevsky in 3rd. So Jeremy Andrews 4th and Machevsky in 3rd. Final 2 athletes on track now. Henry Smith, who has changed his uniform back upon suggestion from the commentary team. He jumps without the uniform for 1 jump and got a no jump. Now he's changed back. Let's see what Henry Smith can do for his last jump of the competition. Off you go, Henry. That was so close to the line without going over. The officials are having a good look though. Yes, it's good, it's clean, and it is a long jump. 8.06. You are kidding me. 8.06 PB. Culture team's going nuts. The crowd is going nuts. What a jump.
Let's have a look at it.
What a jump from Henry Smith. 8.06. And he moves his way back into 1st position. Got as close as he could to that red line without going over. Massive jump. And we turn our attention back. The competition isn't over, and ladies and gentlemen, to Darcy Roper at the end of the runway. He's asking the crowd to get around him, and they are. Let's see what he can do to take the win back. Oh! It's a huge jump. Massive jump. The commentary team's going nuts. The crowd is going nuts. It's a clean jump. The white flag is up. The measuring tape is coming out.
8.20.
8 metres and 20 centimetres for Darcy Roper, ladies and gentlemen. That is a huge jump, and he had to do it to beat Henry Smith at the end of this comp. He gets his PB by 19 centimetres here at the ACT Champs. He qualifies for the World Junior Champion. The World Championships. The World Championships going by the IAAF standard, of course, of 8.17.
Thanks, guys.
So as heard, the wind reading was legal as well, under 2 metres. What a competition. Henry Smith and Darcy Roper, both over 8 metres, 8 metres and 20 centimetres. Big PB for Darcy Roper. Gone from 8.01 to 8.20. Henry Smith, massive jump, and I believe PB of 8.06 as well.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just running.
Great results there. Well done to both competitors, Henry Smith and Darcy Roper.
Great job, guys. The pit was looking wonderful. So,
Massive performance by Darcy Roper. I think that's the performance of the meet so far, you would have to say. Absolutely huge. So I believe Lockie Rayner is going down trackside, or should I say pit side, to have an interview with the boys, Darcy and Henry, just once they have a breather. So both part of the same squad in Victoria. Coached by John Boas. Bit of a legend coach as it comes to jumps in Australia and Victoria. So 8:20 does surpass the 8:17 IAAF World Champ qualifier standard. Put out by the IAAF, of course. So it holds him in good stead for the champs in Qatar, or for selection for the champs in Qatar later on this year. And it also holds Henry Smith in great stead as well, in 8:06. So he's only 11 seconds off that IAAF standard. So of course they have to still be selected, but they are getting, well, Darcy Roper is surpassed that standard, and Henry Smith getting very close. Relatively early in the season as well. So next up on the track, in about half an hour, we have our 400 metre time finals, which go for about an hour and a half. Juniors, open, wheelchair. So look forward to that in about half an hour. So I'll throw to Lockie Rayner, who is down beside the pit, who will interview our winner of the men's long jump in Darcy Roper.
Massive last jump. You were just speaking about how Henry Smith, your teammate, training partner, urged you on with an 8:06 in his last jump as well. Talk us through that last 8:20, what you were thinking.
I was just thinking run. I know I've got the speed, and I know my times in the 100 are not so bad, I guess. And yeah, I just knew, look, if I just ran off the board and stopped thinking about jumping far and just ran through the board, I knew it had come off. But honestly, if it wasn't for Henry clutching that 8:05 or 8:06 on his last, I don't think that would have happened. I think it was just that extra bit of mustard that I needed to get me over the 8.
And I'm sure when you go home, we showed the replay there, you knew straight away as soon as you landed that it was a big jump. It must have been an amazing feeling.
It's incredible. There's something about just that extra fraction of a second after you leave the board from point of landing, and you just get that extra fraction of a second, and you just think, wow, like, this is big. And and I knew straight away. I mean, I probably shouldn't have celebrated too early in case it was a foul, but yeah, I just knew it was a big leap.
You were down in Canberra, or up in Canberra, a few weeks ago. Talk us through how your training has led up to such a day as today.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, we came out here for the Canberra Track Classic, and I didn't jump as well as I would have liked to, and my run-up was all over the place. And pretty much since then, the last 2 weeks have just been run-ups almost all session, and I think that was the difference today. I had one foul, and that was it. And otherwise, I think the run-ups were really solid. It was hard with the wind playing about because it's obviously quite a big tailwind, but but nonetheless, it was a good experience and a good competition.
And 8:20, so that must give you huge confidence going forward in future meets, international meets. It's an IAAF qualify for World Championships by their standard. They're 8:16, so you must have huge confidence now.
Well, yeah, the confidence is a huge thing. The wind was quite unfortunate, obviously 2.1, so it won't count for a World Champs qual, but nonetheless, it was it was definitely a big leap and one which I hope to replicate sometime soon.
No, well, very good. We'll let you go, recover, celebrate a little bit more. When are we going to see you next?
I'm not sure. I've nominated for the Vic State titles, but that's quite some time away. I might do a couple of high velocity competitions down in Melbs before Vic States, and then otherwise you will just be prepped for nationals now.
And just briefly as well, you have moved down from Queensland. How long now? About a year or so?
Yeah, pretty well just on a year now. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic training with this man here, Johnny Boas. Has been fantastic, and yeah, it's been a real blessing moving down to Melbourne, and the competition down there, even in the interclub, is just fantastic, and the officials are just out of this world. They're fantastic.
Okay, well, I'll let you go. Congratulations again. It's an awesome competition. It was great watching up in the commentary box, and congratulations and good luck for the future.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Thanks for that interview, Locke. Very exciting and very big things to come in the season ahead for Darcy Roper, and it has really only just begun. So as we said, we have a couple of, I think we've got one field event about to start in the javelin, but in about 20 minutes or so, we're back on the track for 400 metres, so a series of timed finals. So no heats qualifying or anything, it's timed finals, A's and B's. And we kick it off with some wheelchair racing, actually. So that should be pretty exciting, as we saw the wheelchair 800s yesterday. Were a highlight of the spread of 800-metre events. So okay, and we see the wheelchair athletes just warming up on the track here at the AIS, at the ACT Track and Field State Championships, which does feel like the South Australian or South East Australian Championships, with plenty of Victorian, New South Wales, Canberrian athletes, few athletes from all over Australia as well. So we're going to go to an ad and thank one of our sponsors of this championship.
Life is good when you are free. Free to move, to live and to grow in your small steps and your big leaps. Life is about enjoying freedom, freedom in exploring new worlds, celebrating achievements, walking the unknown path and doing whatever brings you joy. The Walking Clinic rewards you with freedom in every step of the way, so you can always move forward. The Walking Clinic. Feel free.
At Coles, we're proud to be a major partner of Athletics Australia and Little Athletics Australia. To celebrate the partnership, we're donating millions of bananas to Aussie athletes and providing equipment grants to little athletic centres across the country. They're just some of the ways that we're helping support Australian athletes run, jump, throw and grow this season. Good things are happening at Coles.